Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we will talk about present and future tense verbs. So far, we've talked about transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs take an object, whereas intransitive verbs don't have an object. Both transitive and intransitive verbs do have a subject. With active and passive verbs, active verbs have a subject, whereas passive verbs do not have a subject. And now we will come to past versus present and future. So far we focused on the past tense. In Arabic, this is called fail madhi. So if we think about this timeline, this is now. For the past, we have past tense verbs. In Arabic, past is madhi. So we have fail madhi. Verbs that describe either something happening now or in the future are called present/future tense verbs, and in Arabic the term is fail mudare. So fail mudare are present/future tense. Both meanings are communicated. Now let's look at the conjugation. Yaf'alu is third person masculine singular. So this means that he is doing or he will do. Yaf'alani means two males are doing or will do, and yaf'aluna means three or more males or plural males are doing or will do. So this is third person masculine. Similarly, we have third person feminine. These next two rows are second person. So you masculine singular are doing. Taf'alu, and then taf'alani, two of you masculine dual are doing, and taf'aluna, all of you multiple masculine are doing. And then we have second person feminine. So here we are talking to one woman. Taf'alina, you female are doing. Taf'alani, taf'alna, so you multiple females are doing. And then this is first person. Af'alu is I am doing. Naf'alu means we are doing, and naf'alu we are doing. So notice with first person, the dual and plural are the same. Now notice in red I have highlighted what is called the present tense indicator. The present tense indicator is either a ya. So for third person singular, we always have a ya. For third person feminine, we have ta and ta for singular and dual, and then for plural we have yaf al na. With second person, the present tense indicator is always a ta. For first person singular, we have alif. So just think that alif looks like I. So first person singular has alif as the present tense indicator, and noon fatha is the present tense indicator for first person dual or first person plural. So basically the present tense indicators are ya, tha, which is the most common, and then alif or hamza, which is for first person singular, and noon, which is for first person dual and plural. The other thing to note is the frequent use of this noon at the end. So over here, notice that for all the duals and plurals, we have this noon at the end. Sometimes it has fatha, other cases it has kasra or zir. So you need to remember this. Also, the second person female has this noon fatha. So keep that in mind. You will also notice that some of these terms are the same. For example, we have tafalani, taf'alani, taf'alani. So these three duals are the same. And then when we are reading Arabic or hearing Arabic, from context, we need to figure out whether we are talking about third person female or second person male or second person female. The other conjugation that is similar is third person female, taf'alu, and second person male, taf'alu. And again, from context, we figure out whether we are talking about third person female or second person male. Now, I want you to learn this, and I've given you some tips. So when you see the present tense indicator, you know it is present tense. You generally know when ya is used, when tha is used, but it also makes sense to just try and memorize this. The way we memorize this is row by row. So yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna, af'alu, naf'alu, naf'alu. So spend some time on this and try to memorize this present tense conjugation. Now that you have memorized the conjugation, I want you to do the conjugation for these 6 verbs. Start with the 3 that have been circled, because for these 3, I have done the conjugation for you on the subsequent slides. And what's special about these 3 is that with yab'atha, this ayn letter has a fatha. With yahsibu, the ayn letter has a kasra, and with yadkhulu, the ayn letter has a dhamma. So we have all 3 cases. The other letters, so the fa letter will always have a sukoon in the present tense, because the fa letter is preceded by the present tense indicator. So in all these cases, I've given you the third person singular. So we will always have a ya over here. The fa letter, which is the first of the root. So notice with faraha, the fa letter is fa, the ayn letter is ra, and the lam letter is ha. And similarly, you can come up with the fa, ayn, lam for the other verbs. And then based on this conjugation that we just learned, you can now do the conjugation for yab'athu. So I'll just say that yab'athu is third person male singular, so that's given. And then for dual, you will say yab'athani. So the fa gets replaced by the ba, the ayn gets replaced by ayn. So it's just a coincidence that this is an ayn and this is an ayn. And then the lam gets replaced with tha. So do this before looking at the solution. Hopefully this is what you get, and study this and identify your mistakes and correct them. Notice that here the ayn has a fatha, and therefore there will be a fatha on the ayn throughout. So in all these conjugations, there will be a fatha on the ayn. Next we have yadkhulu. Here I have not shown you the yaf'alu conjugation. If you want, you can put that on your own first, and then you do this conjugation. And if you've not already done this, just pause, do the conjugation on your own, and then come back here. But notice the ayn letter has a dhamma. Therefore, there will be a dhamma throughout on the ayn letter, which is a kha for yadkhulu. And then the third one I asked you to do is yahsiba. Here the ayn letter has a kasra, and therefore you will notice a kasra throughout. So yahsibuna. So we have kasras throughout. Now, once you've corrected your mistakes, do the conjugation for the remaining 3. The remaining 3 also has one case where the ayn letter has a fatha, then the ayn letter has a kasra, and then the ayn letter has a dhamma. So do that. Once you do this a few times, you will master the present/future tense conjugation. That is it for this lesson.